Hello, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Shadow Empire. This is going to be effectively the top of the stream, which is why we're starting the end of a turn rather than at the beginning of a turn. So if memory serves, we should be pretty much just good to go on the turn rollover. One thing I did notice in sort of the pre-game check is that I started building an Industry 2. It's going to take 4 machines. I haven't bought the machines yet, so let's buy the machines. Well, make the machines.
Roger that.
And we'll see how that metal mine's providing metal once the turn rolls over. So at this point in the game, I think we've sort of got the military situation to deal with the unaligned, unowned territory, Namradas and local wildlife within it. I think we're mainly just limited from an industrial capacity standpoint in building the roads to room across the world. Which is why the industry that we're building right now is anything really good, because it will provide us with more industrial capacity to build those roads, as well as build things like metal soil filtration, and upgrade them. Finally we found a metal mine. Of anything, we found it maybe a little too late for it to be super useful, but we'll find out. Here's an aligned forces portion of the turn. This is the part where we might get attacked, and we do actually get attacked, so we lose 100 guys in exchange for killing 80 of the marauders. Or 800 marauders. We have decisions. Incident with discipline. This is a brigade commander. I don't actually care if the brigade commander gets pissed.
Roger that.
You shouldn't be arguing for fist anyway. Mind merit. Yes. Stress the need for more efficiency, please. How's our discovery going? We haven't discovered metal soil filtration yet, so I think leaving it balanced that way is fine. Because to be fair, what we're looking for is metal soil filtration, serpentization, geotectonics. Deep core mining might not be bad. Not exactly what we're looking for, though. We're gonna deep core mining would be good if I needed petrol, I think. That's what that's describing. So leaving the discovery a little bit high in exchange for lowering the prospecting, I think is fine.
Aye, aye, sir.
We just got man pads. Don't really need man pads, so we'll leave that alone. Yeah, I think a tree there for model design is fine. Very nimble fingers. Art or commerce? Commerce. We're doing commerce playthrough. Give us commerce. Okay, so with older construction underway, metal is going down, which is what I was kind of expecting. Industry is not going down. So that's maybe a sign that we're not trying to overbuild. Maybe it means we could get away with building a little bit more. How much does a mine cost? 165. Yeah, we could probably get away with building, upgrading the mine.
Roger that.
Level 1 mines producing 121 here. Down from 250 and 3, so upgrading it should double that. It's a good status.
Copy that.
We have both here, so let's do one there, one there. Now we've got this guy encircled, so let's see if we can pop him with the units with actual action points left. Yeah, looks like they don't have very much readiness, so they surrendered easily. We did like 3 others, so you can move to there. Okay, so we're gonna potentially get some secret stuff from there. We are waiting for more roads. This is one thing I'm gonna slightly struggle with in the upcoming turns, is not being able to advance due to shortage of roads. How many cards I want to use? We have a Shadow Diplomat, so we could try to unify with the guy on our left. Well, on the right. First neighbor we got into contact with. Which would give us a bunch more militia, which would give us more frontage. But it also gives us more frontage we have to defend, right? So it's just gonna run into a problem. We need more industry to do more roads. And I don't think his city is necessarily going to provide much in the way of industry right off the bat. Yeah, well, it have light industry, so it actually give us a little bit of industry. Not a lot. As a tier 1 light industry. So yeah, no, we don't want to integrate you. You know, we are ready to do that. If we're ready for it, we can do it. Is where we are. Try. It's not going to make a big difference, but we'll give him some. Well, attempt to give him some experience doing that. I think last time we worked out there was no archaeological site, but we just got confirmation there. Power's looking good. Water's looking a bit bad. Yeah, it looks like we might have a water problem. Don't think we have water purification yet. That's mining when it shows up. Yeah, either we don't have it. Well, I can double check the tech. Water purification. Oh, we've discovered it, but we haven't researched it. Yeah, that would probably be the best way to get water if we need to get water. It looks like from the turn standpoint, it's time to roll the turn. Sitting here contemplating things that I don't have the industrial capacity right now to build. Rolling over the end turn. I think most end turns is probably going to be pretty boring to us until right at the end, when the unaligned forces start to move. At the end of the last stream, we did check where we were in the leaderboard, and we're still down at the bottom. Though no one's necessarily at risk at running away with it, and in like the 30 turns of the last stream, we doubled our score. So our line's doing what we wanted to do in comparison to everyone else's. Just everyone else's is not. We haven't done enough to close the gap. That's maybe a good way to think about it. Here's an unaligned. Looks like none of the non-aligned attacked us. Okay. We have 4 decisions. CEO is asking for subsidy. Sure, you can have it. Favorite research for the military. Close them down and get a one-off bit of credits, or let them stay open and get 100 credits a turn. In the case of the black market. Real life, I'd probably want to close it down. In game, I like meritocracy, and I like 100 credits a turn.
Copy that.
Anyway, we got 2 more turns of our metal burn, so we don't want to be building anything else besides replacements that we need. Reminds me to build a replacement foot and a replacement buggy. Otherwise we might run out of metal, that would be bad. Okay, done the unit movement I think I'm going to do for the turn. And I already deduced that we're probably not going to do anything construction-wise. So we can use a political card to expand the zoo. We can attempt to give it to the militia.
Affirmative.
We got them one more point of militancy. Delay the decline of the militia a little bit. Now let's
Aye, aye, sir.
add some credits to that zone as well. That's the turn, roll the turn. In-turn rollover as usual can still be quite a bit boring at the moment because we don't have any interesting neighbors. Maybe a good way to think about it. We've got a really big, mostly boring neighbor. That obviously, as we have industrial capacity, we're going to expand into, but so I shouldn't complain about it being boring too much, other than the fact that means while we're waiting for all the other players to take their turns, we're just sitting here waiting. Okay, back to us. Nothing particularly interesting coming out of the non-aligned territories. Very basic turn from a decision standpoint. We have one decision, which is basically just to hit a confirm button. Wait, this turn, the factory should finish. And the mine should be complete this turn as well. So I suppose the question is, do I want to continue expanding the mine? Probably.
Roger that. Copy that.
Okay, we'll probably try to encircle those marauders, deal with them next turn. Deploy another private investment to get the economy going a little bit faster.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and roll the turn. The mine is expanding. Oh, and I see the civilians sector is also expanding their oil well. And then one other thing I want to do at some point, that's going to be pretty big. National point capacity change is build that road. I could build that road, but I don't want to break the industrial point bank before we have the expanded industry. Should be next turn. So we'll roll the turn, see if we do get it. If we do, I'll probably, with the residual industry points left over, build the road. And then decide where I want to build the road for expanding our acquisition of territory. Probably expand the second zone a bit by expanding the roads off of it. So we can spread that militia out a bit more. Sipping some tea while we're taking the turn break. So things going well. I suppose I'm taking my turns pretty quickly, right? Because there's not a whole lot going on. We're waiting for industrial capacity. And the AIs are doing whatever the AIs are doing. Sadly, we do not have reconnaissance on them right now, so it's a bit of a sit and wait and hope that they don't run away with it while we're trying to get our industry going. So the riflemen, or the marauders that I was planning on circling this turn, attacked us, lost a bunch of guys. Okay, so the industry did finish. Mine's coming along fine. We should still have surplus industry, so if I go ahead and build that road, that should not be a problem. Pave the road over. We're going to pave this road over. Probably what I'll end up doing going forward is try to stick purely to paved roads. And yeah, I don't have any real industry left over up to that point to keep building roads, which is fine.
All clear, sir.
Okay, convince that guy to surrender. With fairly reasonable losses in exchange for it. We're not going to want a new council. Probably the next one to grab would probably be Secret Service. Just so we can try to actually do some spycraft, do reconnaissance.
Aye, aye, sir. Affirmative.
To be fair, I'm adding drips and dribbles. I'm adding 1 or 2 a turn, and we're losing 7 a turn right now, so it's helping, but it's not helping enough. The roads are in. Did the buggy replace? Or did the infantry replacement? Yes, okay. Well, I think we're still mostly light infantry. 7,000-ish light, or 7,000 foot 1, 3,000 foot 2, and only like 700. Yeah, so we're still mostly the old original guys, which is maybe why our troops are not the best performing. It wouldn't be that hard to upgrade them all at this point, I think. We'll see how much the industry is booming after the industry upgrade. Because obviously to do the expand industry again, which we might not have the power for, I might need to expand the power plants. It's going to be 450 metal, so that's going to take a while to pile that metal up. Yeah, minus 50 power. I think that means we need to expand the organic furnace. The organic furnace doesn't require machines, does it? No, it's just metal and industrial capacity. Okay, so
Copy that.
we'll take 2 turns instead of 3 because we don't have enough industrial capacity this turn, but we'll get started on the organic furnace. It may pull a little bit from what we generate during the turn, in which case it'll be fine, but we'll do 2 instead of 3, but not 100% sure until we roll the turn. Then the political actions for the turn. We've done most of the troop movements for the turn, so roll the turn. And here comes... No, still waiting the roll over in the turn. Must have been the end of a major turn. Okay, here comes the non-aligned forces turn, and that was a really short one, so it's now our turn. Suffered no losses, nor made any kills. We now have 4 decisions. Apparently we kept a promise to do some recon on hexes. RPG Infantry Corps? Yeah, that's probably something we want to develop. We're going to do Infantry Corps, something we want to develop. Now we got a commercial project to deploy.
Copy that.
Actually, I think Heavy Siege is probably more artillery. It's going to probably toss up between Grenadier and Light Armor. I'm going to want Light Armor Army at some point. I'm probably going to want Grenadier. Grenadier is probably also going to be the prerequisite for something I want.
Copy that.
We'll keep the church happy. Okay, yeah, so as I predicted, it wasn't able to pull from next turn. So we'll need to make sure I leave some industrial capacity around for it. So the metal mine's done. I probably should continue to expand the metal mine as well.
Roger that.
It's going to be probably like 2 machines in the middle line. Ah, the zone's not 4. The zone is not 4, and that's why it can't be upgraded. Or I'm not selecting the right hex. No, I gotta select the right hex. There we go.
Copy that.
Okay, so expand the mine, because the mine is good. Metal is metal. We need metal. Lots of metal. Organic furnace should provide us some power. And actually, that's probably what I should build over here as well. Build an organic furnace over here. We get our wheeled vehicles back into proper supply. And yeah, we definitely have we have more guys than we need for our front line right now. What I need is actually roads to supply the front line, which is more industrial power, more industrial capacity we need to build. Zoning. I did see the commercial project, so let's deploy that commercial project.
Copy that.
And give more. We're attempting to give more money to the militia. Do I want to prospect? No. Prospecting assumes that we can't find anything, so the answer to prospecting is no. A bunch of regular spies. Do a roll a grand convention. Yeah, let's try a grand convention.
Affirmative.
And it concedes. So every leader has now gained, on average, 14 points of experience, which may or may not help make them better. It depends on where the leader ends up assigning the XP points, and then it really makes them better at all. Very much appreciating that our governor of our capital here is a Cap 4 guy, making really good at the stuff he needs to do as a governor. If I have the political power, do I have... I don't have a co-op yet, or currently, to give to him, because I think it buffs all the stats. So expanding the power, expanding the mine. I think that's all we're going to do as far as industry for the turn. Troop movement's going to be pretty boring for the turn. And we're waiting on tech. We're researching synthetic fuels, which, if we get the power for, will be real good. And that means we'll be able to expand petrol to meet the requirements of motorizing / mechanizing the armed force. Which, I suppose, we're zooming across the fields is maybe not going to help with the desire for more roads. But once we actually get into real enemies, being able to zoom through holes in their lines will be nice. Taking a sip of tea while the turn rolls over. Here comes the online forces, which if we don't see anything means it's now our turn. Looks like another boring end turn for us, which is usually actually a good thing if it stays boring. Advanced sensors, so our troops should now have better reconnaissance values, so good to know. Guess we'll give money to improve the militia profile. Quad machine guns are good. If we can get the militia profile higher, that should help with keeping the militia from not declining into nothing. Though the high culture score and cast of the zone is maybe not helping with any of these places. At this point, we're probably never going to be realistically having any reinforcements for our militia, which is a bit of a sad. Mine's expanding. This organic furnace is done first expansion, so start a second one. This one's got one more turn before I can start the third one. 400 industry, so we've actually got about 300 I can spend to improve roads. Memory serves, this is one of the native sentient aliens. In fact, we can check that with spies. Let's send some spies to find out. Okay, I think we'd found him before. Let's send some spies, get some recon on
Roger that.
this zone. 4 spies should be enough. That should tell us what the neighboring zones are to the zone. We can try spying from there. And if that is one of the aliens, it would make sense to actually push the line out to them, because we'll be able to sort of get a pseudo-peace treaty with the locals. Well, that's interesting. We should get supply off the end of that road for farther than that. Maybe it's a glitch because the road's just new. That might be it. Might have been not lowered the movement penalty to get into the tile, but not through with the logistics. Alright, we'll give it a turn to cycle and see if that fixes it. Fixes the logistics prediction over here. And if it does, then we'll start pushing forward on off of that road. If it isn't, then we've got a more serious problem with that road junction. That'll have to fix.
Affirmative. Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, cycle the turn. Cycle the turn if the problem sees the problem fix itself. I think next turn I can queue up another upgrade for the metal mine as well to get the metal flowing a bit better. So what we probably want to get in contact with is the territories, to figure out if the territories are nomads, slavers, or local xenology, sentient xenology. Or the hivers. We know there's 2 hives out there unless the majors have killed them. 2 decisions. Discovered assault infantry. We'll probably... Well, actually, no. Assault infantry is the one I usually don't want to go with. I usually do light tanks. Full tank units over tank infantry mixes.
Copy that.
Guardians are offering technology for a pretty penny. I have quite a bit of rare metal, so I can sell a bunch of rare metal to afford
Roger
it.
that. Affirmative.
The wonders of scrapping, providing me with rare metals. Ah, I see. So, if do I have... Before I forget about it, because I just saw it.
Aye, aye, sir.
Was that targeted on the right zone? Yes, that was targeted on the right zone. Good. Notice that we're out of petrol here. So we can do an expansion of that deposit. So I usually wait until we hit 0, and then I do the expansion. Okay, so it did properly update now. We'll do some worthwhile expansion. I'm going out and around the forest, because going through the forest is more expensive. At some point I will have to run a road probably through the forest, just to shorten the distance. Or once I get around the forest, I'll have to throw a fork up here, so these guys can move forward. Okay. Pick the mine, on the mine. Oh wait, at this point, to upgrade the mine, I need the city to level up. Okay, that's fine. Organic furnace is there. Still expanding. Yes, organic furnace can be expanded. I believe these only go up to level 3? Yeah, so we can queue up the last level.
Copy that.
If I want more energy, I'll need to build one in a different location. I believe level 3 also goes out to 3 exits, so 1, 2, 3. And at this point, this one, if it was only level 1, would actually probably have stopped working, because... Or may stop working, because it looks like we've cleared out the trees nearby. Though I may be wrong, and maybe it just goes out to 3 hexes regardless of level. Expansion's going. Organic furnace, that's 100 and bit, 100 and bit. I've actually got something like 50 industrial or 500 industrial capacity laying around. Do I try to invest in more industry? Yeah, I probably have enough metal that I could start building Industry 3. Well, I also have enough metal. I think that's what I'll do, is I'm going to go ahead... well, actually, we're running a pretty heavy power deficit. So what's the power on Industry 2? $75. Okay, so if I upgrade it, it's going to be another 100 power missing. Doesn't look like I have the power to support this right now. So instead I'm actually going to sort of take a detour, and I'm going to splurge and buy a power plant.
Copy that.
That way I can afford to power my industry going forward. And what's that? Does a power plant cost a turn? It's going to already be out on the list. 150 IP. So that brings it to like 400. So we actually still have about 400 more that we can spend on building roads. So we will spend on building roads. That's actually as far as we can go. It's going to give us 2 more turns on that one. I got 300 I can spend over here. That I will presumably try to spend down here to get us better range in the future. Need to seal the road at some point, just for the range. So while it's probably not going to get us any more range this turn, in the future that will save us time upgrading it later. Okay, so cycling the turn. And looking at the time, this is probably a good place to go ahead and put in the cut. So we're gonna play out this end turn. Then I'm gonna take a short break. So if you're watching on YouTube, this will be where the part break is. At the end of this end turn, we'll see. Leave you on a cliffhanger, and if anything actually happens on the end turn. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to continue picking up right where we left off after a very short break. Mainly probably just gonna go top off my drink between parts. Yeah, the interns are... Well, I suppose right now interns being boring is a good thing, because interns being boring means we're not taking anything threatening on any of our fronts, which means we can conserve industry to expand our industry so we can expand the industry faster and faster and faster, which is the plan right now. In fact, that's the main reason I haven't actually acquired through unification the third city, is because it's going to be more frontage and more vulnerabilities. Not much more industry is maybe a thing to remember on my end. Okay, so this is where the part's going to be. I hope you've been enjoying it. If you're watching on YouTube, there will probably be another part up tomorrow. Catch you in the next part.